Okay, so let's start our today's lecture. So in the last lecture, we have seen that the learning outcomes, right? What we have to learn and what are the outcomes of whatever you have to learn, right? So in that, we have seen that what exactly mean by big data analytics, right? So then what exactly not a big data analytics, and how we are going to classify that big data analytics. Okay, so I think you all should have to be clear the idea about what exactly mean by big data analytics. Okay, so see at here, by using this diagrammatic representation, how the raw data, right? So we are going to collect the raw data, right? So for that collecting that raw data, we are going to organize that data, summarize that data. Then after summarization, we are going to analyze that data. Okay, and then we are going to synthesize that data, and at the whatever the meaningful knowledge or information we are going to retrieve from that data. So these are in the actionable insight. So what is meant by actionable insight? So you are going to take some action, means you are going to take some decision making in your organization. Okay, so means transformation of raw data into actionable insight. So why it is you are going to transfer from data to actionable insight? For the faster and better decision making. Okay, so big data analytics means what? So it is a process of examining a big data. Okay, so already they are having the variety of data are there. Some of the data is in the POS format. Some of the data we are going to collect it from the ERP, then CRM. Okay, some of the data we are going to collect it from the website, social medias are there. So it consists of the variety of data, right? So these data, okay, so these data we are going to analyze, and after analyzing, we are going to uncover the patterns, okay, and what are the trends, and you can find out the unknown correlation between these data. Okay, and you know that. So after analyzing, you have to get the meaningful, useful information. Okay, so this is in the actionable insight. So why this useful information is needed? To make the faster and better decision. So that is nothing but what? Big data analytics. Okay, so you know that these are the big data what exactly mean by big data analytics? It is a technology enabled. Okay, so in that we are going to use the different tools and techniques for the analyzing the data, right? So in that richer and deeper insight, we are going to find out the what? Matching patterns, right? Then you are going to find out the correlation between that data. So that's why it is called as a richer and deeper insight. Okay, so these are satisfied to the customer, these are satisfied to the partner, and these are useful or satisfy the business organization. Okay, so the move the code into data, right? So those who are the database scientists, okay, so they are going to write a code, write an algorithm to extract the meaningful information from this big data. Okay, so then another advantage of that big data is what? Advantage, or you can say that it is a competitive advantage. So means if your organization can retain the position in your market, so that's why there is need to do the big analytics. Okay, and this information is useful for taking the decision making in an organization. So that's why it is a competitive advantage. It's collaborative work, not only technology. So for that we require some business user and data analytics. Okay, so that data analytics is actually do the analysis on that big data. Okay, and whatever the analysis result is there, okay, so this result is used by the business user. Okay, so that's why it is a collaborative work between business user, data scientist, and these technologies. So now if that big data consists of the large volume of data, also the variety of that data, so that's why there is need to store that data and there is need to process that data. Okay, and after processing, whatever the result has to be found out, or means that is nothing but your useful information. So this useful information is used for time sensitive decision or better faster decision in real time. So this will be helpful for any organization. And this system, this big data is not only used by those company having the big data, for example in Amazon or Google. So this is used by any one of the company for the better decision making. Okay, so see what big data analytics isn't. Big data analytics means not only the large volume of data, just not a technology. Okay, it is not the replacement of RDBMS, your normal RDBMS into the big data analytics, or it is also, you can't say that it is not the replacement of data warehouse. Data warehouse is also used in the some of the company. Data RDBMS structures are also used. It is not a replacement. But why this big data analytics concept is introduced? Because nowadays the growing of large volume of data, right? And how we are going to find out the useful information from that data. So that's why this big data analytics concept is introduced. So now some of the your daily working in the organization can be done by using RDBMS, right? Your historical data has to be stored into the data warehouse. It is not replacement. That things are also used in the company, but big data analytics is only used by the huge online companies like Google and Amazon. This is not okay. Only Google and Amazon is not used that big data analytics. Any company can be used this big data analytics concept in their organization. One size fit all. Traditional RDBMS is built on shared disk and shared memory. Okay, so basically in the RDBMS they are having structured data, but in the big data analytics consists of the large volume of data and the variety of data. So that's why there is need, there is having no any one size fit all. Okay, for due to the variety and the large volume of data, there is need to write the algorithms for extracting the data from that big data. So the data scientists are writing up algorithms and programs for analysis purpose, and they are going to extract the information from large volume of data and the variety of data. Okay, so that's why that is nothing but the big data. This is not a big data analytics. Okay, then now moving to the why this big data analytics concept is introduced, because data has to be growing. Now in the 2020 they're having near about 45 zettabytes data is there, right? And cost per gigabyte is dropped. Okay, so and nowadays they're having a large number of user friendly tools are available for do the analysis on that large volume of data. So that's why this big data analytics concept is introduced. Okay, so basically these are the example of data values. Okay, so how it actually working can be happen in an organization. So when you deal with that big data analytics, first there is need to collect the data. Okay, more data is produced. Okay, so these are some of the data is in the internal, some of the data is in the external form. So we are going to collect the data from the internal and external sources. So in that data, having the variety of data, large volume of data, velocity of data. Okay, so different forms of data is there. So more data has to be produced. So after collecting, we need to store that data. Okay, and after storing, the data scientist has to be analyze that data. Okay, and the after analysis, whatever the useful information is derived, so this is used for better prediction. Okay, what will be happen, so what action will be taken in our organization. So that things we are going to retrieve by using this big data entire. So basically this is a life cycle of big data analysis. Okay, then now moving to the next part, after whatever the next thing we are going to learn. So what are the outcomes, and every student must be able to know that how to classify that big data analytics. Okay, so basically that big data analytics can be classified into 3 ways. Okay, the first is analytics 1.0, second is analytics 2.0, and third is a 3.0. So every student must be able to know that how you can classify the big data analytics. Suppose I am given one scenario. Okay, so every student should able to classify that data into the different analytics. Okay, but before that, we are going to learn that what exactly, how we are going to classify that big data. Okay, and what are the different classes of that big data, analytics 1.0, 2.0 and 3.0. Okay, so now moving to the classification of the analytics. So basically they're having two school of the thoughts are there. The first school of thought, so what are the different types of analytics? These are nothing but how these are the types of analytics, and then we are going to classify that data according to different analytics. Okay, the first is basic analytics. So every student should know that what are the different types of organization. Okay, so first analytics is basic analytics. Okay, so what exactly mean by basic analytics? So in that we are going to divide, slicing and dicing of the data with the help of basic business insight. What are the basic need of our organization? Okay, so according to that, we are going to divide that data, whatever the raw data we are going to collect it. Okay, so what exactly need, basic need of our organization. So according to that, we are going to summarize or grouping that data. Okay, or divide that data. So this about reporting on historical data. So that's why we need some, we are going to perform this operation on the historical data. And yeah, so this is a basic visualization. Okay, so in the graphical format and all that thing, so we are going to analyze that data. Okay, what are the basic needs of your organization. So according to that, we have to summarize and group that data. Okay, and then we are going to find out the meaningful information from that. Okay, and this will be helpful for the organization for taking the better decision in an organization. Okay, 1 minute. चालेल, मी डिपार्टमेंट टाकून घेते. चालेल, मग 12 वाजता मुलांना पाठवून दे, मी रजिस्ट्रेशन करून घेते. Okay, fine. So this is the first type of analytics. Okay, so in that, what are the basic needs of your organization? So according to that, so whatever the raw data is collected, so these has to be summarized or grouped or divided. Okay, and then we are going to perform some analysis on that data, and in that we are going to retrieve the meaningful information. So this will be useful for taken decision in an organization. So basically this is a big data, basic analytics. Okay, now moving to the next type of the analytics, that is operationalized analytics. Okay, so what exactly mean by operationalized analytics? So it is a it gets on to enterprise business process. What exactly process of your, what are the operations we are going to perform in an organization? Okay, let's consider one example at here. Suppose if they're having the manufacturing organization. So in the manufacturing organization, there is need to, first thing is that for the manufacturing, you need to purchase the raw material, right? So this is the first operation. Okay, so for that raw material purchasing, okay, so you have to analyze that what are the different suppliers has to be available, what are the price of that particular raw material can be given by that supplier. Okay, so that things has to be analyzed. Okay, so the first operation is what? Purchase the raw material. Okay, then next is what? Storing that data into your storage department. Okay, then after that manufacturing department, the next work is what? That raw material has to be supplied to the manufacturing department. Manufacturing department manufactured that product. Okay, and after the output of that manufacturing department is given to that production department, and the marketing department has to be sells that particular product into the market. Okay, so basically this is a overall operations are performed in an organization. For performing that operation, what type of information is needed? Okay, so that things we will be see in that things are needed for the performing this business process. Okay, so for better decision making in operational business process, so we need to find out the historical data. Suppose let's consider one example at here. Suppose if you have to give some order to the supplier, you have to given some raw material order to the supplier. So that's why we need to analyze that how many suppliers are available to supply that data, so raw data, okay, or raw material, and you have to analyze that what are the different prices of the supplier and all that things. Okay, so though and as per the price concern, there is also quality is also very important. If your raw material quality is good, then you can at the end your product is also having the quality. So that's why that things you have to analyze. Okay, and once you have to analyze that all that things, you have to find out the better supplier, so you can place the order, raw material order to that particular supplier. So means whatever the operational means business process related activities are performed in an organization for the better decision making. So there is need to perform operationalized analytics. So all of you are getting this? Yes or no? All of you are getting this? What exactly mean by operationalized analytics? You can put it into the comment box. Otherwise, I am going to repeat that concept. Yes? Am I audible? Yeah. So what exactly mean by operationalized analytics? So basically, in an organization consists of different operation, and when you performing that operations, we need some useful information for that. So how you can retrieve that useful information? By using operationalized analytics. Okay, now moving to the next analytics, so that is advanced analytics. Okay, so what exactly mean by advanced analytics? So in that we are going to predict futures. Okay, what will be happen, or what will be necessary actions we will be perform in an organization. Okay, suppose if after 2 months, if they're having some problems in the sales department, okay, if your product is not sell, actually your in case of manufacturing department, so your total revenue is totally depend on your marketing. Okay, how much your product has to be sell. So in that we have to predict that what exactly means market position of your particular department, particular product. Okay, so in that, depending upon the they are going to, that data scientists are deal with the historical data, and also they are deal with the current data. Okay, and they are going to do some analysis on that, and by using that they are going to predict what will be happen in future. Okay, and what are the necessary actions will be do in a what are the necessary action will be taken by the organization. That things are decided by using advanced analytics. Okay, so what I am saying, so in our advanced analytics, we are going to focus on historical data and your current data. Okay, the data scientists are using that historical data and current data, and they are going to predict what will be happen in future. Okay, and according to that, the actions will be taken in an, and decision will be taken in an organization. Okay, so all of you are getting this? Then now moving to the next type, that is monetized analytics. Okay, what exactly mean by monetized analytics? So this is the analytics is used to derive direct business revenue. Okay, every organization, their position and their all that things are totally depend on the business revenue. Okay, so how will we increase our business revenue? Okay, what are the necessary actions will be taken? What are the necessary activities will be performed in an organization? So that's why we will be increase our business revenue. Okay, what exactly condition in the last 5 years of your organization? Okay, so it will be grows on, or sometimes if in the last as compared to last year, so they're having the less revenue of your business in the current year. Okay, what exactly problems are there? Okay, what things are goes well, what things are goes wrong, you can take some lesson from that, and you have to do the some necessary action, and by using that we are going to increase our business revenue. Okay, so that exactly that analytics will be done in the monetized analytics. So I think you all should has to be clear idea about different types of analytics: business analytics, operational analytics, management. Okay, now moving to the next part. Actually, what exactly by analytics? Analytics is the computational analytics that we are going to discover interpretation and the communication of the meaningful patterns in the data. Means you can find out the correlationship between the data. We are going to find out the interpretation between that data, and we are going to discover the useful and meaningful information from that big data. Okay, and why this meaningful information is important? And we are going to find out what exactly this will be helpful for taking the better and faster decision making and in an organization. Okay, now moving to the next part. So analytics can be classified into three ways: analytics 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. So basically in that consists of descriptive analytics. Okay, so descriptive analytics can be performed on the historical data, and by using that we have to find out what happened. Okay, so descriptive analytics is performed on the historical data, and by using that we have to find out the information what exactly happened. Diagnostic analytics means what? This is also performed on the historical data. Why did it happen? What are the reasons for that this situation will be happen? Okay, you have to find out the diagnosis. Okay, so this is a diagnostic analytics. So in that we will be find out what these situation will be happen. Why did it happen? What are the reasons for that this situation will be happen? So this is a diagnostic analytics. Then moving to the next part, that is predictive analytics. So what will happen? Okay, so predictive means in future, what will happen? Okay, so there are things will be done in the predictive. Then perspective analytics means how can we make it happen? Okay, so all that these are the different types of analytics, and in that we are going to categorize that analytics 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. Okay, now moving to the exact classification of analytics 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. So see guys, so it is very basic. So you all should has to be easily understand what exact how we can classify that analytics in different classification of 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. So basically analytics 1.0 is introduced in the era of mid 1950 to 2009. Okay, so actually when this analytics 1.0 concept is introduced, so these are introduced in 1950 to 2009, we are going to use analytics 1.0. So basically in that we are going to perform only descriptive statistics. Okay, what exactly mean by descriptive statistic, descriptive analytics? So in that the data scientists are work on only historical data, last 5 years data, last 10 years data. Okay, and in that what they have to find out what happened. Okay, we are going to the conclusion of that descriptive analytics is what happened. So basically in the 1.0 analytics, so we are going to analyze only descriptive things. So where the data has to be taken, so data are the source of that descriptive analytics are, we are going to collect the data from the ERP, we are going to collect the data from CRM and some of the legacy system, and basically all this data in the structured format. What exactly mean by structured? So data having some model, means for example in the data, this ERP CRM data is storing into the RDBMS and different types of database are there. So these data is in structured format, and data stored in data warehouse and the data mart. So whatever the data is for, regarding that ERP and CRM and legacy system, means what are the sources of that data. So that data is storing into the data warehouse and data mart. Okay, and you know that in the data warehouse consists of the historical data, right? That organization related data. Suppose that organization is started from the 1998. Okay, from the 1998 to till, okay, whatever the data related to that organization, so that can be stored into the data warehouse. Okay, so suppose you have to the result has to be show the graphical representation of the marketing department from the last 10 years, right? So we are going to collect that data from the marketing department. Okay, and you have to perform some descriptive analytics on that, and yeah, so in that we are going to generate the reports of the last 10 years of the marketing department. Okay, so data was internally, the source of the data is a organizational internal data, right? And the data is stored in the structure, so means it is a relational database are used. Okay, so in the analytics 1.0 is introduced in the 1950 to till 2009. We are going to use this analytics 1.0. Okay, so in that we are going to perform descriptive analytics, and the source of that data is legacy ERP and CRM system. That data is stored in the structured format, means in the relational database, and the source is only internal data, organizational internal data, and this data is stored into the data warehouse and data mart. Okay, so that exactly mean by analytics 1.0. Okay, now moving to the next part. Basically these analytics 1.0 is need for the business intelligence. Okay, so in that we are going to perform descriptive what happened, okay, and why something happened. Also sometimes we have to diagnose that what exactly that particular things can be happen. So we have to diagnostic also can be done by using analytics 1.0. Okay, then next, moving to the next part, that is analytics 2.0. So basically 2.0 is introduced in 2005 to 2012. Okay, so in that we are going to perform descriptive statistic and also predictive statistic. Okay, so in that we are going to use historical data. Okay, but we are going to collect the data from the external and internal sources. Some of the data, suppose if you have to competitive information, those who are your competitor. Okay, so what are the activities they are going to perform? So that data can be collected from the external sources. Okay, and your organization related data has to be it is in a internal source. Okay, so historic, we are going to collect the data from the external and internal sources, and the data is in the form of unstructured source. See, in the analytic 1.0, it is a structured format. That's why we are going to store into, we are dealing with the relational database. Okay, but in case of analytics 2.0, the data is in an unstructured source. Okay, and we are going to collect that data from the internal and external sources. So database application are the Hadoop, okay, Hadoop cluster, SQL to Hadoop environment, etc. These are used to store the unstructured data, because it is a combination of both structured and unstructured, and where it is stored. So these are the databases are used at Hadoop cluster and the SQL Hadoop environment. And in that we are going to perform descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, and the predictive analytics. Okay, what happened? Okay, why happen? And what will be happen? Okay, so that things we are going to analyze in Analytics 2.0. Okay, so that is exactly for that we are going to use again historical data and the current data. Okay, and then we are going to perform that Analytics 2.0. Now moving to the next category, that is Analytics 3.0. So basically this Analytics 3.0 is introduced in the year of 2012 to present. Now also we are going to use Analytics 3.0. So in this Analytics 3.0, we are going to perform descriptive, predictive, perspective statistics. Okay, so descriptive means what happened. Okay, diagnostic means why it can, what are the, why this particular things has to be happen, what will be happen. So this is a predictive. Okay, and then in a perspective, what perspective means how will be happen, means how we can do that happening. Okay, how can we make it happen in what perspective analytics. So means all types of analytics are performed in the Analytics 3.0. Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and perspective. All these types of analytics are performed in the Analytics 3.0. For that, they are going to use the past data and current data. Okay, and what are the sources for that data? So data is a blend into the big data. So you know that it consists of the structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data is there, right? And so that's why there is a sources are the internal and external sources are there. Internal sources are legacy system, ERP system, CRM system. We are going to collect the internal data, and by using the website and all that thing, by using external sources, we are going to collect the external data. And the data scientists are deal with historical data. Also, the data scientists are deal with the current data. Okay, and after dealing that, they are going to perform the different analytics, descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, perspective analytics. Okay, so all these types of analytics are performed on whatever the data is available, historical data and the current data. So data scientists are dealing with that data and they are going to analyze. So what exactly need by your organization. So according to that, they are going to extract the meaningful information from that big data, and the organization are using that information for the faster and better decision in an organization. So I think you all should has to be clear that what exactly mean by Analytics 1.0, 2.0 and the 3.0. Okay. Now moving Analytics 4.0. Actually, it is not used, but yeah, nowadays this also concept has to be introduced. So that is Analytics 4.0. This is automated capabilities. Okay, means already they're having some automated tools to deal with the historical data and your current data. And yeah, in this type of analytics also we are going to do the analysis, means we are going to perform descriptive, diagnostics, predictive and perspective. But as compared to Analytics 3.0 and 4.0, so here they're having some automated tools are there. Okay, and by using that we are going to deal with this descriptive, diagnostic, predictive and perspective analytics. Okay, the need for automation through the intelligence system finally arrived. Okay, so and this idea was means why these intelligence systems are needed. Okay, so you know that yeah, I think you are learned in the MIS, Management Information System. So basically, they're having different types of information systems are work at the different levels of the organization, right? Uh, DDL, MIS system is there, DIS system is there, expert system is there, executive information system, EIS is also there. So in analytics 4.0, nowadays they're having some automated tools are there. So this is called as an intelligence system. Okay, and they are deal with that historical data and the current data. Okay, and automatically by using that automated tool, so we are going to retrieve the meaningful information. That automated tools are also, these are also used by the data scientists. Okay, and they are deal with the historical and current data, and by using that they are going to perform some descriptive, diagnostic, predictive and perspective analysis, and they are going to retrieve the useful information. This will be helpful for an organization. Okay, so basically this is analytics. Again, in future, okay, in future analytics 5.0 is introduced. Okay, so it is a combination of manual intervention and some of the, it with just in the AI powered, means artificial intelligence systems are there. Okay, and they state your personal day-to-day activity, and automatically every day they are going to give some information to the organization, and by using that the organization will be take the decision making. Okay, so basically this is a future. It is a, what is the means next generation, we can think of that in after means nowadays most of the automated tools are work on this analytics 5.0, but it is not currently used. But yeah, working is happening this analytics 5.0, and within couple of couple of year, so this analytics 5.0 is coming to the market. Okay, so basically these are the some, but nowadays only up to 3.0 to 4.0 analytics is used in an organization. Okay, now moving to the next part, that is traditional BI and the big data environment. BI means business intelligence. So what exactly mean by business intelligence? So business intelligence is the collection of system and the product that have been implemented in the various business practices. Okay, already I am saying that MIS, DIS, expert EIS, okay, then only ES, expert system is there. So different systems are work at the different level in an organization. Okay, so the collection of system is, what are the systems are used in an organization? MIS, DIS, EIS, ES. Okay, and the product that have been implemented in the various business practices, but not the information derived from the system and product. Okay, so why this big data? Why this analysis? Only that information systems are provide the information. Okay, not the analysis on that. But by using big data analytics, we are going to do the analysis on that data, and we are going to retrieve the matching patterns from that big data. Okay, so what exactly big data environment? Big data has come to mean various things to different people, right? So when comparing the big data versus your business intelligence, some people use the term big data when they refer the size of data. Already I am saying that big data is not, it is not so large volume of data. So in that we are going to perform some analysis. Okay, and after analysis, okay, so we are going to retrieve useful information, and these useful information is helpful for taken faster and better decision making in an organization. Again, these information systems having some limitation. In elder organization, older organizations, we are going to use this information system. Already that things we are learning in the MIS, you know that. But as compared to MIS, right, only they're having, we are going to store that information into that system, and that we are going to retrieve that information for the decision making. But yeah, in the big data analytics, we are going to perform the analysis. Okay, and after analysis, whatever the information, whatever the matching patterns we are going to retrieve for your business process, your operational process, for your business revenue. Okay, so this will be helpful to retain your organization position in a market. Okay, so that's why these big data analytics are used in nowadays, are used in an organization for actionable insight. For what? Actionable insight. So we are going to take action, better action. So this will be useful for your organization. And nowadays, you know that nowadays in the era, so they're having those company having a quality. Okay, those company having a quality, only that company can retain their position in market, because every day new competitors are entered into the market, right? So that's why, okay, that's why there is need to do the analysis and take a better decision in an organization. Then and then only their organization can retain their position in a market. Okay, so that's why the big data environment is useful in an organization. In previous, business intelligence systems are used, okay, but they're again having some drawbacks. So that's why the big data environment concept is introduced in an organization, and this will be helpful for, what is the main use of that? This will be helpful for what? Actionable insights in an organization. Right time, right decision making will be done. Right person can take the right decision at right time in an organization by using this big data analytics. And this will be helpful for your business revenue. Okay, so that's why this big data analytics concept is introduced. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I think today we will be stop at here. Okay. Can I continue with the next? The next part, already that things we will be done in the chapter number first. In the big data, what exactly mean, what is the big data, why big data, other characteristics, traits, challenges with big data and big data stack. Only 2 points are remaining: trade, treats, and big data stack. So that things we will be seeing in the next sector. You can put your attendance in the chat box. Everyone should put your attendance in chat box. Yes, Ahilya, you can write your roll number in chat box. Then Anisha Sawant. Yes, Anisha, Sakshi, Omkar. Omkar Kale, you can write your roll number in chat box. Yes, Pratik Yadav. Okay, Sakshi and Anisha. Akanksha Shirsagar is also there. You can write your roll number in chat box.